Hey guys, so today's video is going to be kind of short. Our Devo is going to be real short, and then our activity only takes about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. So what I want us to talk about real quick is a common saying. So there's a really common saying, and I've even seen it on some bumper stickers that says, Jesus is my co-pilot. And I really love that saying. It's very popular, and I think a lot of people are kind of leaning into that right now, as far as Jesus being your co-pilot. But I want to point out a fatal flaw in that saying. I think the flaw is that in the idea that Jesus is our co-pilot comes the given that we're driving, right? That we're flying the plane. And that's not how it's supposed to be. Over and over and over again, God calls us to let Him drive, to let Him fly the plane, and for us to just trust Him in that. And so I think the saying, Jesus is my co-pilot, has really great intentions, but it insinuates that I'm going to try to do it myself until I absolutely can't, until I get into trouble somehow. And then, and only then, am I going to let God take control, right? And am I going to lean into Jesus? And Jesus is saying, no, like, you should lean into me first. I should be the driver. And you should just rest in the presence, in knowing that Jesus has control of the plane, right? So, I want you guys to kind of, ponder that a little bit. Think about, maybe are there some ways in your life that you kind of have this Jesus is my co-pilot mentality, where you know who He is, you know what He can do, and He's your backup plan. And maybe try to see if you can fully give that over to make Jesus the plan A instead of plan B. And I think a lot of our lives would go a little smoother. And even if they don't, even if the ride is still bumpy, I know how it's going to end. I know that that plane is going to land safe and sound, even if there's turbulence. And I would much rather know that by letting Jesus drive than having Him just be my plan B. So right now, maybe think of some ways or jot down some ways in your own life that you can kind of give the driver's seat up to Jesus. I know that there's some things personally in my life that I have had trouble giving over to Him. Finances is one huge one for me. I tended to only pray and only lean into God when things get tight. And the reality is that I should be letting Him drive anytime, all the time, not just when it gets tight. So, our activity for today is I want you to try to memorize a couple different verses that really speak to who Jesus is and why He deserves to be in that driver's seat. Because you know what? Like, it's almost an insult to say Jesus is my co-pilot. Like, that is 100% saying, Jesus, you are so powerful. You're the most all-powerful, being ever. And I still want to drive. You're just my plan B. Like, heck, if Jesus is driving, I'd be privileged to, be in the trunk. We're in the same vehicle as Him, and that's amazing that He even allows that. So, why not let Him take control? So anyway, so here's a couple verses. The first one is Isaiah 41:10. It says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with the righteous right hand." Sorry, I'm trying to read it backwards. It didn't go well. With my righteous right hand. And the second verse is Psalms 46:1, and it says, "God is our refuge and our strength, our ever-present help in trouble." So, what we're gonna do is, you guys can pause this if you need these verses, but you're gonna do a wall sit with your arms out like you're driving. okay? And we're gonna say each one of these verses 3 times. It should take us about a minute, and then we're gonna rest, and then we're gonna do it again. And you can do it as many times as you want. And I would actually challenge you, after you've done it a couple times, to maybe take a break and then do it again and see if you can do it without the paper in front of you. Maybe you've memorized them by then. So here goes. Let me put this right here. So you're gonna want to make sure your legs are at a 90 degrees, like you're sitting, and your arms are out, and your back is flush against the wall, okay? So you wanna keep your back against the wall. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. God is our refuge and strength and ever-present help in trouble. Psalm 46:1. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. God is our refuge and strength and ever-present help in trouble. Psalm 46:1. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. God is our refuge and strength and ever-present help in trouble. Psalm 46:1. And then you can take a break. 30 seconds break is good, and then do it again. And you can do that as long as as often as you want. And I would challenge you by the 3rd or 4th time to try to do it without the verses and see if maybe you've memorized it. They're really good staple verses to let you know who is in control, who is your God, who should be in the driver's seat. So hopefully you tune in for the next one.